Meghan Markle's highly anticipated as ever raspberry spread has finally launched, following a year of hype and a rebranding from its initial American Riviera Orchard moniker. The product, initially sent to celebrity friends in sample jars, has been marketed as a homemade recipe crafted in Markle's kitchen. However, a recent review by Female magazine reveals a product that falls significantly short of expectations, raising questions about the brand's future. The review centers on a purchased jar of the $14 spread, which arrived with elaborate keepsake packaging. The first noticeable issue was the spread's alarmingly thin consistency. Instead of the expected thick, spreadable texture of a jam, the reviewer described it as liquid and thin, so runny that it dripped from the spoon like a sauce, rather than holding its form. This unusual consistency immediately flagged a significant departure from the typical characteristics of a high-quality jam. The flavor profile proved equally disappointing. Overwhelming sweetness dominated the taste experience, described as akin to sugary raspberry syrup. The intended tartness of the lemon, meant to balance the sweetness, was completely lost in the sugary onslaught, resulting in an intensely cloying aftertaste. The excessive sweetness masked the flavor of the raspberries themselves, leaving the reviewer with the impression that the fruit was merely a secondary component in a predominantly sugary concoction. This stark contrast between the marketed homemade image and the actual product's intense sweetness raises questions about the accuracy of the brand's marketing claims. The spread's poor consistency further hampered its performance when applied to toast. The reviewer noted that the thin, runny texture transformed the sourdough bread into a soggy mess within minutes. This rendered the spread unsuitable for its intended purpose as a breakfast accompaniment. While the reviewer suggested potential alternative uses, such as a drizzle over pancakes or ice cream, the failure to function effectively as a traditional spread constitutes a major flaw for a product marketed as such. A direct comparison with established jam brands like Bon Maman and Wegmans highlighted the significant differences in quality and texture. These established brands offered a thicker, more spreadable consistency and a far more balanced sweetness, showcasing a superior understanding of jam-making techniques. The stark contrast emphasizes the shortcomings of Markle's product, particularly its failure to meet the basic expectations of a spreadable jam. The Female review ultimately awarded the as ever raspberry spread a disappointing 2 out of 5 stars. This low score reflects the product's multiple failings: its excessively thin consistency, its overwhelmingly sweet flavor profile that overshadows the fruit, and its inability to function effectively as a spread on toast. The review concludes by suggesting that Markle should revisit her recipe, emphasizing the need for a more balanced approach to sweetness and a thicker, more spreadable texture to meet the expectations of consumers familiar with high-quality jams. The reviewer implicitly highlights the significant disconnect between the product's marketing, emphasizing a homemade, artisanal approach, and the actual product's shortcomings. The high price point of $14 further exacerbates the negative perception, suggesting that the product is overpriced for its quality and performance. In essence, the Female review paints a picture of a product that fails to live up to the considerable hype surrounding its launch. The overly sweet, runny consistency renders it unsuitable for its primary intended use, and the high price point adds to the overall disappointment. The review serves as a cautionary tale for celebrity-endorsed products, highlighting the importance of quality and consistency in meeting consumer expectations, regardless of the brand's marketing efforts. The review concludes by suggesting that a significant recipe overhaul is necessary if Markle intends to continue pursuing the jam market. The product, as currently formulated, is more accurately described as a sugary raspberry sauce than a spreadable jam.